Okay, guys, so this house that I'm going to be telling you about for this ghost story is the White Holman House at 206 New Bern Place in Raleigh. No one knows exactly when it was constructed, but they think it was about 1799. William White was the Secretary of State to first occupy the house. He had 4 daughters who later inherited the house. And after that, the house was used for graphic design and architect. And his wife, Anna, also lived in the house with him and his 4 daughters. So basically, my story, though, that I'm going to be telling you, it has to do with click, clump, click, clump, click, clump. Can you guess what it is? Okay, so back in the day, during the Civil War, there was hospitals were overwhelmed. So they ended up using houses as hospitals. And this house particularly was used for that. What they did is they used that house and they did amputations at that house. So you can guess they didn't have any antibiotics at the time or anything. So the doctor who would do the amputation, they would give the patient a shot of whiskey. I honestly don't think a shot of whiskey can numb the pain or get somebody ready for that type of surgery. But then they would give them a bullet, and the patient would bite down on the bullet, and the doctor would put on his glasses, grab his rusty saw, and he'd get to work. So by the time they would get ready and do the amputation, the patient's already blacked out, either from so much pain or so much blood loss that you can only imagine. So they ended up taking either a wooden or a metal peg, right, to use as a leg. So the poor, they got the wooden peg, and the rich got the metal peg, right? And that's just how it goes, because I wonder how much a metal peg was. And I wonder if the wooden peg rusted. I don't know, I'm just kind of thinking that. Oh my God, that'd be so awful. Imagine like having to get it replaced every so often. Okay, anyway, getting off the topic, right? So you can imagine how many people probably got infections and died and everything. So to this day, there was a staircase in the back also, and they say that the servants used the staircase in the back of the house. They ended up put a wall and boarded up the staircase so nobody could use it. But they would hear click, clump, click, clump. So they don't know if it's a ghost, maybe, that's still trying to click, clump its way out, or trying to find the whiskey to numb the pain. Who knows? But the house, oh yeah, I forgot. Also, when they do the peg leg, they put it between the muscle and the tendon too, to kind of get it up there, wedged up there. So the house has been standing sturdy for 220 years. I would have to say probably the ghost maybe is also just like resilient or determined or something to get around or find his way out, or maybe he wants to torture people how he was tortured. So like I was telling you though, this place was used for architecture and graphic design firms and everything. But the house is for sale. So they don't sell it as a house now. They're trying to sell it as like, it's a house, but they were trying to do it as office spaces. I don't know. I just found this very interesting on how they did the amputations back then. They used the houses and not like actual hospitals. They didn't have anything to sanitize, sterile, anything like that. So I don't know. We're going to be going to our next ghost story. Our next one is going to be the Executive Mansion. And I hope you come back and hear that story. All right, let's go to the next one.